Superfans.
Take me out. It's my turn. You told me it was my turn.
He threw him out of the ball game. You gotta be raping me. What in the hell are you doing?
You are listening to
Superfans.
Sports Spiel. Here are dem boys, Luke and Nick.
What is going on, boys? Superfan Sports Spiel is back. As you know, we're going to be putting out an episode every Monday now. So it's Sunday, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2021. Nick, what do you think about Valentine's Day?
It's a crazy day on social media. Just photos flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's honestly, let's be honest, Valentine's Day is a pretty terrible holiday. When you think about it, first of all, I'm not just saying this because I'm some miserable human being. Let's just be honest. It's just a bad holiday. First of all, if you don't have someone to spend Valentine's Day with, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest, because the past 5 Valentine's Days I have, this is the first one in a long time. Not that matters, but it's just you're just oh, well, you gotta sift through all these social medias, pictures, and you're just what is even going on? And it kind of sucks, right? Because you're oh man, I wish I had someone. But really, from an experienced man, it's even worse if you have somebody. Because, look, all social media pictures, you're looking at it, it's oh, wow, these people look like they're so happy. No, here's what really happening if you're the guy. You basically, for 2 weeks before, you're oh wait, it's February, Valentine's Day is coming up. I have to go spend $300 on my girlfriend on some stupid necklace that she's never gonna wear just to show her I care. And it really, when you really think about it, you're not getting it because you care. Maybe you are, but you're just getting it because it's Valentine's Day and you kind of have to. It's not even a genuine gift, right? But yeah, Valentine's Day is it's pretty stinky. Also, because you listen to the dog walk, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the dog walk, Barstool Chicago, they do a dog walk. It's a podcast. It's called the Dog Walk. They do a draft, and they were doing a draft where they were drafting the the worst days of the year, and they were talking about Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day got brought up. And if you are in a relationship, being in a relationship in January, it's you got to decide if you want to continue with this relationship, or you have to break it off 3 weeks before, because once Valentine's Day's I need to take a step back. I can't talk. Once Valentine's Day hits, then you kind of got to figure out, is this going somewhere? Is it not? Anyways, do you have anything else to say about Valentine's Day?
No, I think you hit it on the nose.
Yeah. So now I just ranted about Valentine's Day a little bit. Anyways, guys, we're back. If you're watching on YouTube, we are clearly in a new setup. I have a bunch of stuff in the old room that we would record in. We only recorded one episode in there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was all on Zoom and from our rooms and stuff. But yeah, there's a bunch of workout stuff in there, and I thought we'd be able to do it, but there's just not a lot of room. I looked over to this couch. I was hey, let's just do it on the couch. So
I like the setup. Yeah.
It's working out pretty well. Anyways, Superfan Sports Spiel, it's back. This is season 2, episode 2, and I think episode 1 did pretty well on YouTube. I think it was our most viewed podcast.
Yeah, you guys liked it a lot.
Yeah, so that's good. Good to see. And hopefully that trend continues. What I'm thinking is, I thought that when we were reading the tweets, that was the best part. I think we just had the most just conversation, just best.
Yeah, just back and forth. It was fluent.
Yeah.
I think everyone else liked it too. So
yeah, and then that gets the fans involved because trust me, guys, I hear you guys. A lot of people are in the comments. A lot of people are in my live saying, "Oh, when am I going to be on the podcast? What are you, dude? You're a fan. I can't get every single fan on the podcast." So the best way we're going to do it, the best way you can get involved is by going to my Twitter, @SuperfanLuke. If you're watching YouTube, you can see it. Go hit it with the follow, turn on tweet notifications, and every Saturday when I put out a tweet saying, reply to this tweet, if you want to be a part of the podcast, and leave your topic, comment, question, doesn't even have to be about sports, you can do that, and then you're a part of the podcast. So yeah, later in this podcast, we haven't actually physically done it yet, but Jack the Yankee Fan 0 from TikTok is going to join. We're going to do that tonight. He's got some stuff going on, so we'll do that later. But later in this episode, you're going to hear us just rattle off the tweets. We had like 50 replies, so that's pretty good. Just rattling off the tweets, talking about whatever you guys want us to, get you guys involved. So,
yeah, we're gonna try to get to everyone's comment, but we probably won't be able to get to every single one. So you're gonna have to put it in next week, and then maybe the next podcast we'll get to it. But we can't get to all 50 of them.
Yeah,
because that'll take way too long.
We'll see how fast we get through them all. But if it gets a little too long, then we're gonna have to cut it off. But yeah, if you want to be a part of the podcast, that's the best way you're gonna do it. Also, linked in the description or the bio of this video / podcast is going to be a survey. It's going to be a Google form. We would really appreciate it if you left your feedback on the survey. Just really letting us know what you like about the podcast, what you dislike about the podcast, what we should do better, what you want to see. Because I'm taking a business class, right? And if I've learned anything, it's customer whatever satisfaction, all that stuff. That's the stuff you really wanna hit on. So we're trying to get your feedback. We want to know what's good, what's not good, and we really just want to improve this podcast every week. Every Monday we put it out. So, yeah, I think we kind of hit that on the nose. Anyways, I think we're going to try every intro like this, I guess. We're going to try doing a top 5. I think that's going to be a little thing we do. Top 5 something. This week, we got top 5 NFL logos. How should we do this? Should we just
go 5 through 1?
So, what do you want? All right, you start with your 5th. You start with
all
your
right.
5th. Oh wait. Should I go? Should you just do your 5? You just do your 5, and then I'll do my 5.
All right.
Do that way.
At number 5, I got the Dolphins logo. I just think the dolphin with the sun out behind it. I just like how they whatever the word is, designed the dolphin, middle of the sun. It pops out at you, and I don't know, it caught my eye when I was looking at it, and I think that is the number 5, the 5th best logo in the NFL.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try and go back to their old retro.
I think I like the retro better.
Yeah,
it was just a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, I do too, and I think everybody like that whole coaching staff and like front office management, they all want to do that too, but there's stupid rules, so I don't know, you can only change your uniform every 5 years or something, so they gotta wait a few years or something, I don't know, but yeah, I think they're gonna legitimately go back to their retros.
All right, at number 4, I have the Minnesota Vikings logo. They have the Viking on a side view. They got his horns, his face, he's got his mustache, his long hair in the back. They just a lot of detail. I just like the detail they went in with the different mustaches and the different horns and stuff. So yeah, number 4 logo is the Minnesota Vikings.
The mustache is sick. The only thing I don't like about that logo is how the helmet is yellow and everything else is yellow. It's too yellow for me. I don't know.
It's like a weird yellow. It's not even yellow. It's just a weird shade of yellow.
Yeah.
But besides that, I just like the detail they put into that.
Yeah.
At number 3, I have the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got the flag, and then they got the skull with the knives going through the football, I think.
Yeah, the swords, yeah.
The swords. So I just like how they have the flag. It's not just a circle or like most logos have the oval, the circle. Yeah. It's a little bit different with the flag. And then they got the skull on it, and I like the color scheme they have. So number 3, Buccaneers.
All right.
Number 2, we have the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, they have the blue bill with the red line going through, trying to represent the bill going forward, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. It's supposed to be a streak.
Yeah, it's a streak right through the middle. And my explanation for this one is it's just simple. They got the giant giant buffalo on the middle with a red streak going through. It's simple. It's not. Your eyes aren't going all the way through. You're just looking at it right on. So number 2, I got the Bills.
Yeah, it's pretty. I didn't have it on my top 5, but I think every single one you've mentioned so far was an honorable mention for me. But yeah.
And then number 1, I have the the Las Vegas Raiders. It's black and white. It's simple, but there's also inside of the logo. They got the Raider. You got his eye patch. You got the swords going through him. So it's simple with the black and white, but you also have the details within the logo.
That one was nowhere near my top 5, but we didn't have anyone of the top 5 shared, but your 2 through 4 or 2 through 5 were very close to mine. All right, go one more time. Summarize it.
So let me look at it one more time. Number 5, I had the Miami Dolphins. Number 4, the Minnesota Vikings. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2, Bills, and number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, let's start off my top 5. Number 5, I got the Baltimore Ravens. Now the Baltimore Ravens are a very hated team right now, probably because We Hoopin' is on TikTok and it's made people hate the Ravens. But I think they got a pretty cool logo. I mean, it's a bird. There's a lot of bird teams in the NFL, but I think they do it right. I like the purple. I like the yellow. Baltimore Ravens, number 5. You have any comments on that one?
I don't hate the Ravens, honestly. I mean, We Hoopin' just joking around. I don't know why you would hate the Ravens just because of We Hoopin', but
yeah,
I like the logo. It was up there for me.
Yeah. Here's another tangent I'm about to go on. First of all, I hate calling people underrated and overrated because like Lamar Jackson was MVP last year, right? And so many people throughout this year have called him overrated. That's just like, at this point, he's underrated. So that's why I will never call. I mean, I say never, but I've tried very hard to not call anyone underrated or overrated, because then it just gets to a point where you call them overrated so much that they're underrated, and then vice versa. So, but yeah, Lamar Jackson, he's pretty good. Baltimore Ravens might be the best team going into. I don't like the Steelers this year. I don't think they're gonna be good. Anyways, we're talking about logos here. Number 4, I got the Carolina Panthers. I think I like the shade of blue they use with the black, and they modified the logo like a few years ago, so now it looks just really clean, and it's a pretty sick Panther. So
yeah, I like the black and then the blue, like around, if I remember correctly, like the blue around it, right?
Oh yeah, they used to have that. Now it's just a Panther.
Oh, it's just a Panther. Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Well, it's 6, so it's my number 4. Number 3, this one's gonna be a little controversial because I don't think a lot of people share this opinion with me. I got the New England Patriots. Now, a lot of people don't like this team. They're probably one of my most hated teams, but in my perspective, they have a sick logo. I don't know why, just that horizontal shape. No one else really has it, but I think it's really cool. You know, I don't really know what it is. There's a face, but then there's like a star, and like whose head is shaped like that, I don't know, but it's sick. And it's a little iconic, you know, because they were obviously a dynasty. But I have them at number 3.
My analysis on this, I feel like if we're talking logos, it doesn't matter what the team's done in the past. We're just focusing on the logo, so I have no problem with the Patriots. I don't like the team just from Tom Brady and Belichick, but if we're just talking logos, it's up there as well for me.
Yeah. You either love or hate that logo. I think it's pretty cool. Pretty good. Number 2, Seattle Seahawks. All right. They got great colors. They got another one with the horizontal look or whatever shape. And I'm another bird, but you know, it's a good looking bird, and it's got the large beak. It's got the fierce eyes. And then even, not that this matters because we're talking about logos here, it looks sick on their helmets. So there you go.
As a 49ers fan, I can't even look at the Seahawks logo just because I just despise that team and the fan base. So they weren't even in consideration. I know I just said you can't look at the team, but the Seahawks, I just can't with that team.
All right, we have number 1. This is going to be a dark horse one, but I think they just have an amazing logo. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Their logo, their old logo used to be pretty good. Then they revamped it, and now it's pretty amazing. They got it's just a sick looking Jaguar. And another bold take, because a lot of people don't agree with this. I love their colors, even though their logo doesn't really resemble their colors at all. They just have great branding, in my opinion. And now they're gonna have Trevor Lawrence wearing that uniform. You know how many people are gonna buy Trevor Lawrence jersey? So sales, if you're Jaguars, their stock is going up. But anyways, that doesn't really matter because we're talking about logos. They got a sick logo. What do you think?
I like the logo as well. It was in consideration for my top 5, but I just like my 5 a little bit better than the Jaguar. But I mean, it was up there for me as well.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's our top 5 NFL logos. I think we're gonna probably do top 5 every episode just to kick it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think now we're gonna take it to me, Nick, and Jack just rattling off the tweets. Once again, go check out our Twitter, or go check out my Twitter. Follow it, hit the tweet notification so you can be a part of that. Go do the survey if you haven't already. Also, go follow our TikTok. We just hit 48K. Thank you guys so much for 48K. TikTok's just tricky right now. It's like
it's on and off.
Yeah, 1 week we can make anything, any sort of TikTok, and it'll blow up. And then like right now we make TikToks and they get like a few thousand views, and it's just like But yeah, that's just how TikTok is. But thank you guys for supporting us and helping us blow up. And yeah, what do you say
I say we get into the questions.
All right, off to talking about Twitter with Jack. Let's do it. All right, we're here with Jack, the Yankee fan 0. Jack, what's up?
What's up, guys? Happy to be back on.
Yeah.
Season 2.
I gotta say, Jack, I love having you on. I think the 3 of us, we chop it up pretty good. You're pretty funny, and we just have great conversation.
That's good.
Yeah. So you work at Dick's,
glad
right?
to have you on season 2.
Yeah. Jack, you work at Dick's?
I do work at Dick's.
How is Dick's?
It's not bad. I mean, I'm basically just sell like baseball bats, gloves, help people find like their fit, what bat they want, how much they want to spend. I'll bring out like the best Easton, DeMarini, whatever they're looking for.
Gotcha. So you're basically just you're the distributor.
Well, yeah, but like I also like kind of like let them know like what to get, what to not get, and stuff like that. So like it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just directing people and getting them stuff, but like I actually give them advice or whatnot.
You run the place.
Oh yeah, I run. Yeah.
Okay. Jack, do you have because we were talking about Valentine's earlier on this podcast. Do you have a Valentine, Jack?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're like the rest of us. All right. Well, guys.
Yeah.
As you already know, theme of this podcast is going to kind of be just us rattling off the tweets. So if you want to go follow me, I know I've already said it a billion times, but at Superfan Luke on Twitter, turn on my tweet notifications, and then right as I put that tweet out every Saturday, just reply to it, and we will maybe get to your tweet. We got 53 replies on this one, so we got a lot to talk about. All right.
Well, they heard I was coming on, so that's why.
Maybe. There's we might skip yours, guys. Just keep them like simple. Keep them like not too specific. Keep them general or broad, whatever. All right. The first one that came up is actually from our friend Say Hey Angel. And this one, I guess we'll just go to Jack on this one. It's how should the Giants proceed after their 6-10 season?
You know, everyone's kind of like given up on Daniel Jones. I know that, but you know, I like sometimes quarterbacks just take a little bit more time to develop. And I think a 3-year rule is good for like a young quarterback, and Daniel Jones will be entering his 3rd year. So I think next year is kind of like the make it break it year for him. And while he didn't have like an amazing season, if you look at most of the film, it sucks. He did show some flashes of potential. The main concern for him, obviously, is his turnover issues, which would have not been so good lately. So I think we have one more year of let's say hope we can give Daniel Jones. I know it hasn't been looking too good, but he, crazier things has happened in the NFL. Other than that, I think we definitely need to be above that offensive line. It's just been a mess. And I think we can try to get like in free agency another weapon for Daniel Jones too, would just help him out. Saquon coming back too should help him. So I think Daniel Jones will be fine. The defense looks great, but I think we also need an edge rusher because we have a great secondary. However, if it takes long to get to the quarterback, it doesn't matter how good your secondary is, receivers will find a way to get open. So I would say offense is the number one priority. Give Daniel Jones more weapons and beef up that O-line.
Yeah. I don't really have too much of an opinion on the situation, but Daniel Jones is a Blue Devil, Duke Blue Devil. So, he's at the helm. I think that's a pretty good situation. And next, this one is also directed to Jack, and it's also from our friend Say Hey Angel. How many times a day does Jack dream about sleeping with Luke Voigt?
What?
That's the question.
That's the question? No way it's on here. Luke Voigt, not as much as other players, but maybe how many times a day?
Yeah. Do you dream of
It's
having
not even one. It might be 2 a week.
Wow. Okay, that's oddly specific, Jack. Clear. Maybe you do have a Valentine. Maybe his name's Luke Voigt.
I wish Luke Floyd was my Valentine. You know how much money he makes?
I mean, no, not really. How much does he make?
I don't either, but it's millions of dollars like every
I mean-
other MLB player.
Let's think. This is like his fourth year or something. So he's probably making
he's in arbitration.
Yeah, he's probably in arbitration. So he's making pretty good cash, especially after that season.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's like the same people at the top. So I'm trying to get someone new. Not trying to diss.
I just looked it up. $4.7 million he's making in 2021.
There you go. Okay, this one's from Corey Stein 10. If any athlete was your dad, who would you want it to be? That's actually a pretty good one.
That's a good question. I like that. That's like really interesting. I mean, I would want somebody that would like want me to do what I want to do, and he wants me to push and not give up and just like strive for me to be the best version of myself. And like honestly, when I think of an athlete that was like that, I would go Kobe Bryant. I feel like he was the model father for athletes. Like just his mentality, the Mamba mentality. I'm not going to put it towards basketball, but I feel like the way Kobe Bryant is, or he was, unfortunately, I think, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't even know how to put it into words, really. I just feel like he was such a great person, and just because he strived to be his greatest self. And I think he wants other people to push themselves the same way.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. I think I forget if it was him or someone else, but there's some athlete. I think it's Kobe Bryant. I think he quoted like, "I don't care like what any of my daughters decide to play, like whatever they were gonna do, they were gonna be the best at it." Or
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty good answer. Me, I mean, Kobe's probably the best answer, but I mean, I don't. That's a tough question. I have to conduct some real research. Nick, do you have anyone off the top of your head?
I would have to think about it, but Kobe is a good one, but I would have to think about it. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
As much as I love Michael Jordan, he would be the like worst answer possible, because like,
oh yeah, he'll just punch him in the face.
Yeah, his
turn
kids
him to gambling addicts.
Yeah, literally are just like, no. You would think they'd be successful athletes, but they're no. Okay. There's Corey Stein again. If you could smash any athlete, who would it be?
Jeez. Alex Morgan.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, the women's national team player. I mean, come on.
I know. I think she listens to this podcast, so good job. I think you're in.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna defer this one, Nick. How about you?
Yeah, I would have to do some research on this one as well.
Yeah, Jack's an open book, so you know.
Well, the only reason why I knew that, like, off the top of my head, is I have a friend that's a big soccer guy. He's obsessed with her. So like, I was like, that's why it popped up so quickly.
Okay, there you go.
These are some interesting questions.
Yeah,
I do like this.
Yeah. This is fun. But I'm sifting through a few of these, and a lot of them are just like I don't want to call anybody out, but there are some that are just like Nick and I were talking about them earlier. Someone said something about like something really oddly specific about Chris Sale, and we're like,
why do people think Chris Sale's the best pitcher in the league or something?
And it's like, well, because he's nasty. Like, yeah, it was something weird, and we were just like,
yeah,
I don't know. Okay, and now we got some. This is a miscellaneous, as some would say, question. Favorite TV show, and I'm all in for the miscellaneous. So, Jack, what's your favorite TV show?
Ooh,
this is from Jake. This is from Jake Grossman 5, by the way.
Jake, that's a good question. I mean, my favorite TV show of all time. I mean, it flips a lot, like depending on what I'm watching. Like, I'm a very like impressionable person. So like when I see a TV show, I'll watch like 2 seasons. If I like it, like I'm all in on it. I'm like, oh, this is one of the best shows I've ever watched. But honestly, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, I would say probably How I Met Your Mother. I mean, it's a sitcom. It's not something as serious. And usually I prefer like the serious drama type shows over like just a goofy sitcom. But I feel like How I Met Your Mother just has like a lot of everything, a lot of feel good moments, a lot of like heartbreaking moments. And it really realistically, it's just like a lot of clever jokes, a lot of like life lessons you can take from it. and I watched probably I watched through the whole show probably at least 3 or 4 times. So I would say How I Met Your Mother's up there.
All right. Yeah, I like The Office is good. I've only watched like the first 8 seasons or whatever. I started the last season. It's just not as good when Michael's not there.
When Michael's gone, it's just
not
takes
as
a step
good.
down.
Yeah, and then
I like The Office too.
Yeah, The Office is good. I'm currently watching WandaVision. I have to watch this last Friday's episode.
I got to get into that. I've heard that was really good.
Yeah, it's really good. And I'm not even a Marvel guy at all. I haven't seen like the past 10 Marvel movies. Quick Marvel rant. I wish I could get into Marvel movies, but there's so many of them, and once you miss
it's hard.
Once you don't go to the theater for 6 months or whatever, you're already 7 movies behind. And
that's kind of how I feel about Star Wars. I kind of getting into it. I watched episodes 1 through 5, but I want to watch more, but there's just so much. And now I've a lot of Star Wars friends are telling me, oh, you got to watch Clone Wars. Oh, you got to watch Mandalorian. And I'm like, dude, bro, I'm going to get the movies done and go from there.
The cartoon Clone Wars, I'm not even going to waste my time on.
I heard they were really good.
I heard they were really good, but I just feel like I'm not a nerd enough to really believe that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But then my other favorite show is The Mandalorian. Mandalorian is awesome. But yeah, I love Star Wars.
I heard that was really good.
But the sequels that came out in the past, from 2015 to 2020 or
Disney
2019,
ones?
Yeah, they were not good. They were really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But hopefully,
I heard a lot of news about those two, so I have to check them out for myself.
Yeah, Mandalorian was good. They're about to release a bunch of other shows. Nick, what about you?
I'm gonna have to go with The League. It's a fantasy football.
I know The
show.
League. I love that show.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
They always have cameos with NFL players.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember Blair Walsh
underrated.
was on it a lot in the beginning.
Yes. I know Jay Cutler was on one episode.
Yeah, they were friends with Jay Cutler's parents. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That show was great.
Oh, I remember watching that because I watched it when it came out. So I remembered all of the stuff happening the season before, because the season of the league would come out right after a few months after that NFL season, and they would talk about all that stuff that happened prior, and I was I remember all of it happening. I remember when Marshawn Lynch ran the ball or when they didn't run the ball, and then Taco was just I'm just he's no, I think I could just throw it. I think what could go wrong, and he freaking set his brother on fire.
Yeah, Taco was the goat.
Taco was, yes.
I've watched a few seasons of that show, and I had to watch it on some 1, 2, 3 TV shows website. So I kind of just stopped because it was such a hassle. But it's pretty entertaining.
It used to be on Netflix, I think. But, way back.
Yeah. That's actually right when I got into it, or
and then it took it off.
Yes, literally. So then I had to find some random ass website, and it was pretty awful.
Yeah, it might be on Hulu actually. I don't know if you have Hulu.
No, I do not have Hulu. But,
that's a shame.
Yeah, I just snag passwords from people. It's honestly quite scary how easily people will give out their passwords to.
Oh yeah, stuff. No, I know.
Nick knows who I'm talking about. I asked this one girl for a Disney Plus account. I don't really talk to this girl at all. But I asked her, I was hey, what's your Disney Plus? And she gave it to me. I was I thought I was just kind of asking for a joke, and she gave it to me. And I was oh, okay, that was easy. It's probably her mom's password she uses on her email, her credit card, and all this stuff. She just gave it to me. I'm
yeah.
Okay then.
It's thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Jake, this is Jake Grossman again. He's saying thoughts on the Mets off season and with them inviting Tim Tebow to spring training. Well, I don't know.
Right. Well, Tim Tebow, that at this point, he's not making the MLB.
Yeah,
I think we know this. As for now, I think it's like a publicity stunt. Almost,
exactly,
in my opinion.
Literally what.
Their off season for most teams, I would say it was pretty good. I mean, they got James McCann, they got Francisco Lindor. I mean, Carlos Carrasco, but I would say one word to describe it is disappointing. You look at the Mets, you see Mets fans talk about Daddy Cohen, Daddy Steve, Uncle Steve. And they're going to sign George Springer. We're going to get Trevor Bauer. We're going to get JT Realmuto. They got none of them. The biggest free agent they signed, Brad Hand too. But the biggest free agent they signed was James McCann, which, don't get me wrong, he's a great catcher. He's a really good catcher, definitely top 10 in the league. But like there were so high hopes for this offseason for them with all these free agents on the market, and they didn't get a single one. So, I mean, yes, it like honestly grading this offseason for the Mets would be fantastic. I'd say it's a B plus, but like you were expecting an A plus out of them. So I think it's slightly disappointing for them. And I don't think they are like they're not World Series favorites. If they made some of these moves, they would be. If they had Bauer, they would be 100%. But they're like the World Series favorites. I would say right now are the Yankees, the Dodgers, White Sox, Padres, and the Mets are the and Braves. And the Mets are the one below. They're like playoff locks. I'd say not even locks because it's the Mets.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get them.
Yeah.
But like they're like playoff teams. I would say in like that mix.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've made great moves and all, but you were definitely, as a Mets fan, you're definitely expecting more. I don't think they're a 2021 team. I think they're more of a 2022 team. And you look at their depth chart, and they're like, okay, they're pretty good. They got some fringe guys. You're not sure how they're going to play consistently through a 162 game season. And then you also have to take into consideration that they're the Mets. And the Mets just literally,
exactly.
They always find a way to just be bad.
Screw it up.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out, like I was saying, Trevor Bauer's overrated, whatnot. I always kind of like talk down about Trevor Bauer, and Mets fans are like, "Oh, wait, you're just saying that because he's going to the Mets. You're just saying that because he's going to the Mets. He's not overrated. He's one of the best pitchers in the league." And like,
he's
now what are Mets fans saying about him? They're saying literally what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy how their minds did a complete 360, 180. 360 would be back to normal, so 180.
Yeah, I get that the Dodgers have all that money, but they like $40 million on a pitcher who up until this year like couldn't get an ERA below 40. I mean, not 44.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
no, I agree. Like
I don't know.
What was it? I saw something that like career stat wise, his numbers are comparable to like Tanner Roark.
Yeah,
like it's like
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
it's
like
Tanner Roark, and I looked up like Tanaka. It's like the same with him too. And then last year, like Yu Darvish was, I saw like the last 3 years, it was very comparable with Yu Darvish. And people are saying Trevor Bauer's a top 5 pitcher. I don't think people say Yu Darvish is top 10, which I don't get me wrong. I think he should be in that like conversation.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of funny how we just brought this up because literally as we're talking about this, Bob Nightingale just put out a tweet. Dodgers payroll is now approaching $260 million. So
that's insane.
Yeah, it's just like, they're making these signings and they're going to have an amazing, probably the best chance to win this upcoming World Series. But after this year, I mean, when they have guys starting to become free agents again, I mean, they're the Dodgers, so they'll probably find a way to get that money and get them back. But it's just like,
yeah.
Almost
$60 million more than any other team.
Yeah.
That's like
the
two
Pirates are
like
like
star
40.
players.
Yeah.
That's 2 star players more than any team. The Pirates are 40.
Yeah.
They're the gap between 1 and 2 is more than the Pirates' entire team payroll. That's insane.
I saw something. I think I was listening to a podcast, and they were saying like the MLB is considering salary cap, which I don't know if the Players Association will agree to that, but the collective bargaining and whatever is supposed to be. I think it expires after this year. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as a Yankee fan, that would hurt my team a lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, for the fairness of the league, I think it'll definitely help.
Yeah. It's tough because it makes baseball.
It is tough to be. Yeah, it's true.
It makes baseball unique, but then it's also just like when you look at teams like the Mariners, the Pirates, the Rays. I mean, even the Rays are in the World Series, and I think after this year, the Rays are going to be insane again because of their farm system. They're just going to they just have guys coming up every year.
Yeah, exactly. They trade for prospects because they know they can't sign the guys that are getting a little bit older, like Blake Snell, like what they did with them. They can't sign, but you're not going to be able to sign him to an extension. So they trade him when his value is at his highest, which it was because he literally just had the game of his career in the World Series, ending prematurely, of course, and they get prospects out of him. And the Rays been doing that for years.
But it's got to be exhausting though to be a Rays fan, just because it's like, oh, we got these good players, and then after
you can never buy a jersey.
Yeah, after
you can't buy a Rays jersey
after like 3 years of them being in the majors, and you're like, oh, let's go. They're finally like hitting arbitration. Like these are our guys. Like they're finally like entering their prime, and then they're just gone right away. It's just an endless cycle.
I agree.
But
Exactly.
hey, they're not going to be bad for a long time. So
Oh yeah. No, I agree. They're gonna be good.
okay, let's see. Trying to find another one. Oh, okay. I like this one. If you could build an NBA starting five or just a basketball starting five out of MLB players, who would you choose? This is from Corey Stein.
MLB players.
Yeah.
I would have Trey Turner running the point. He has speed. I think he's gonna run a fast offense. I think you got to go Aaron Judge at center. Like he's the biggest guy on the field.
I was just about to say you could.
I think
he's
like an athlete. Big deal.
Yeah, you could probably make a starting five just off the Yankees because the Yankees are like just a
They're
super
huge.
big team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably got to have Giancarlo Stanton in there as well.
Yeah, I'll probably power forward and they'll just run a big team. You know, he'll probably be running the 4. I'm trying to think like who would translate well into like basketball. This is like hard to tell because like it's just so completely different sports. But Byron Buxton maybe shooting guard, but because like there's no way to tell if someone can shoot.
Yeah.
I guess arm accuracy, which is like Mookie Betts, but he's short. I don't want him on my basketball team.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. You know what? I'll actually put Mookie at the point. Put Trey at 2, Buxton at 3, and then Stanton and Judge are my 4 and 5.
That's about as good as it can get in my mind. So
yeah.
Okay, here we go. Jake Grossman again. Favorite food?
Ooh.
Favorite food?
Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings.
You can't go wrong with buffalo wings.
Nick, you got one?
Bone in.
No.
Whoa.
Boneless.
No.
Bone in or I don't know. I can't. It's not even worth my time. Not even worth
bone in's the way to go. Boneless is just chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
They're literally just chicken nuggets.
They're chicken tenders, yeah.
Chicken nuggets are goated.
They're good, but like stop calling them. They're not boneless. They're not wings. Wings are wings. They have the bone in them.
Then I prefer chicken tenders.
There you go. Okay, as long as you're calling it by the right name.
Favorite food. Boneless wings is a pretty good one, but this is just a tough one. I think I might just go with orange chicken. Orange chicken is really good.
Oh yeah, orange chicken is amazing.
Yeah, with some fried rice.
That's top tier.
It really is. Panda Express, good stuff.
Yeah.
Panda
Express.
Nick, you got your favorite food?
I would probably go hot wings, bone in as well.
Bone in, exactly. Nick knows what's up.
All right. Well, okay, here we go. We got one from Gabriel. Gabriel wants to know most overrated sports city in America. Jack, I gotta say New York.
I think
City.
honestly,
because it literally this is funny because Jack and I were Snapchatting last night and I said something. I was like, since 2010, Chicago has 4 championships, and then you were like, yeah, New York only has 1. And and New York literally has double the teams than Chicago does.
Yeah. So, I honestly I would say it's 100%. I'd say it would be LA for a long time until now.
Yeah, not till right now.
Not anymore though. But yeah, New York. I mean, even just even if it's not just championship, it's just team success as a whole. And realistically, the only teams that's been successful the past 10 years are the Yankees and Giants. I guess the Rangers too have been in Stanley Cup contention, but other than that, every other team was trash. The Devils had a good run, but I wouldn't. That's like 1 year out of 9. I'm not really counting them.
Yeah. I think New York.
They're still definitely overrated.
Yeah. I mean,
but you know what? Things are going to be on the come up for them. 2020 is a different decade, and by that I mean just the Yankees and Rangers.
I thought the Rangers, I don't know much about hockey, but I thought they sucked.
They did, but they have like a really young team. Like they would be like the Rays, like now. Like they just have a bunch of young prospects. They had they had the best farm system like last year, and this year they're still up there. And it's a young team. It takes a lot of development, but they have a good future ahead of them.
Okay. Blackhawks, though, I'm not really paying attention, but they were supposed to be like the worst team, and now they're like second place in their division. So watch out.
Yeah,
watch out. Might have to start getting back into hockey. Okay. Carson Francis, 15, wants to know, will Patrick Mahomes become better than Brady? I mean, better talent-wise, probably yes. Will he get 7 rings? I think a few months ago I would have said yes, but now we're seeing it's not that easy.
That's
I mean,
true. But again, he's still so young. I mean,
Yeah.
if he's healthy, I think he'll be there. But also, I don't think even if he stays healthy, he's going to play till 43. He'll probably play till like 37, 38 if all things stay healthy. And I mean, we got to see. I don't know. It's going to be it's definitely a tough shadow or tough void to fill the once Brady finally does pass the torch to Mahomes. But I don't think he will, to be honest. And I used to be like the biggest Brady hater, but I don't think that what Brady has done these past 2 decades, not almost 3 decades, but past 2 decades, is like almost unattainable.
Yeah.
But however, I do think I hear the argument saying, well, Patrick Mahomes can never be the GOAT because he lost to Brady. And I'm like, that's a dumb argument because if Tom Brady lost to Nick Foles and Eli Manning, but we still call him the GOAT. You can't say, oh, he hadn't beat Eli Manning, so he's not the GOAT because he couldn't beat a quarterback who's a borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that it's gonna be close, but you also have to take into consideration Patrick Mahomes is getting paid so much that when this like group of guys they have right now like starts becoming free agents, like they're gonna start losing guys.
To sign him.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But he's gonna be in.
Tyreek Hill's gonna go to the Giants, and we got Daniel Jones. We got the Daniel Jones Tyreek Hill connection.
Yeah, but I guarantee you Tyreek Hill wants to go from Mahomes to Daniel Jones. That sounds.
I bet you he does. Because he'll be the star on his team.
I mean, he's kind of the star in Kansas City as well.
That's true.
Nick, do you have a take on this?
I would probably say no, just because I feel like it's gonna take so many years for him. He's gonna have to play for so long, and I don't think he's gonna play till in his 40s, and he's gonna have to stay healthy for pretty much all these years. And I feel like that's kind of an underrated part of Brady. Like he would rarely get hurt, and if he did, he'd play through his injury. So
and he sacrificed a lot to be able to play at 43 too.
Yeah, and he wasn't tossing the ball to Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. He was throwing it to
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss, and then
Gronk.
Come on. Yeah, but no one like Tyreek Hill though. I mean that.
Randy Moss is better than Tyreek Hill, man. Maybe he's not as fast, but like, God, I'd rather if you gave me prime Moss, prime Tyreek Hill, I'm going prime Moss 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, Brady's
probably.
Brady's definitely.
No, I know what you're saying. Like, Tyreek Hill's definitely faster. He's like, but I mean, Randy Moss, he can't. I mean, he's the second best receiver of all time.
Yeah, Tom Brady's definitely had the supporting cast around him, but
oh yeah.
Either way,
I'm not taking anything away from Brady because of him.
Yeah.
And first off, there's no way Randy Moss is the exception, but like Gronk and like Aaron Hernandez, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, these guys would be not nothing, but they would be nowhere near as what they are without Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just with any quarterback. Like, I think a lot like Peyton Manning, like people like he makes his receivers. Drew Brees made some of like Marquise Colston. Like, these are all talented guys, but I think a good quarterback and a good wide receiver each make each other better.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Mahomes' career really shapes out, especially if he starts losing his teammates. All right, we got a really good question here from River Mitchell, one of our biggest fans. He wants to know, who was a player that you really miss when they were in their prime? And his is Andrew McCutcheon. But who's a player you missed in their prime? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I got to think about it.
Yeah, I think
if anyone else wants to take it first.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I have a few answers. I'll take Chris Bryant. I mean, why not? MVP season, his second year in the league. Won the World Series that year. He was Rookie of the Year. The year prior, just a very exciting time to be a Cubs fan. Since then, he's dealt with injuries and just a lot of trade rumors and just just a lot of media attention that's kind of that's kind of just like, just been tossing his name all over the place. But yeah, definitely Chris Bryant. That was just the greatest time to be a sports fan for me, watching the Cubs win a World Series. And then also another one I'll throw in is Jake Arrieta, who we just signed 2 days ago. That guy literally put the 2015 Cubs on his back, was insane that year. Even though Greinke had a better ERA than him technically through the whole season, Arrieta had like a .7 ERA like his last 21 starts of the season. So he was insane. Threw 2 no-hitters from 2015 to 2016. So I think it's really awesome that the Cubs were able to sign him.
I think I mean, player like I'm thinking like I watched baseball a lot like growing up. I watch a lot more basketball and other sports now and football, but baseball is like the thing I always watch. Has always been like really into. So when talking about these guys, obviously players in my childhood that I've seen play and get old, and I think number one is 100% Miguel Cabrera. He just hit like a machine. He was one of the greatest right-handed hitters I've ever seen in my life, getting Triple Crown. And now it's just like I see him and like I can't like say he sucks. I can't get mad at him or anything because I just know what he used to be capable of. A sure first ballot Hall of Famer. And I mean I would also say Albert Pujols, but I feel like Albert Pujols, like I was still like kind of young when he was like popping off, like in 06, 07, 08. I was still knew where he was, but I didn't watch him and was able to appreciate him like Miguel Cabrera. And yeah, I mean, he just like Miguel Cabrera, like I can put a bunch of these guys that were dominant in the 2010s, like a guy like Buster Posey, Andrew McCutchen, as Rivers said, like all these guys, like watching them growing up, playing MLB The Show with them, and like drafting my team and just putting all stars on my team. That's what I would do when I was younger. It was just so fun to watch.
Yeah, those are definitely some good ones, Nick.
I would probably go with Derrick Rose just because, like, when he was the MVP, that was just Chicago was just rocking. We got the number 1 pick in the draft. We won the lottery. We get Derrick Rose, and he has an MVP season, and we just think we're gonna be good for the next 10 years. And then he starts tearing his ACL 1 year, then tears it again, and then we end up trading him to the Knicks. So I would just die to have him back in his prime on the Bulls.
Yeah, that was definitely my second answer. Yeah, unfortunate. The story was too good to be true. Chicago kid getting selected first overall after we had like the worst odds in the whole lottery. Yeah, dude, there was a time where the Bulls were literally like the best team, and we never went to the finals, but we were always like, I remember as a kid just being like, oh, where are the Bulls in the standings? Oh, we're in first place, and that was just normal.
Yeah.
They started to suck, and it was just like,
yeah, I said Joakim Noah too. He was a beast at that time.
Luol Deng, Carlos Boozer, Ronnie Brewer.
He was a stud. He could hoop.
Yeah. There's so many nostalgic names I can name off. Nazi Muhammad. But
that's kind of how I feel like it's nostalgic about the 2018-19 Nets.
Yeah.
They weren't as talented, but they were just so fun to watch. They're such a great young group of guys, and now all that's left is Joe Harris and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Did they win a playoff series? I'm trying to remember.
No, they lost in 5 to the Sixers.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have time for like one more. Try and make this a little quick before we completely run out of time on the Zoom. Let's see if I can find one more good one. Maybe one that'll be quick. Okay, well, this one's about the Carson Francis wants to know March Madness Final Four predictions. If you want to know from me, you got to have Baylor and Gonzaga. They're gonna go to the Final Four. They're probably gonna go. They're probably gonna meet in the final. They're just so.
The only way they're losing is if it's some absurd, crazy upset. I think like they're playing teams that are close to them. They're gonna out battle them.
Yeah,
but they might like play down to a bad team and just do too little, too late. That's the only way I see them losing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with those two for sure. And if you're filling out your bracket and you don't have them at least in the Final Four, you're probably just setting yourself up for
failure.
Yeah. And then Michigan played today after they hadn't played for 3 weeks, beat Wisconsin in a game where they were trailing pretty much the whole game. So that's pretty impressive to get a win against a good experienced team like Wisconsin after not being
Mm-hmm. I would take them. I think Ohio State has a good chance of being a 1 seed. They're playing really good ball lately.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty chalk, but I might just go with like the top seeds. Look, here's what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, and then like a. I'm not trying to take Ohio State, not take all the 1 seeds. Maybe I don't have it in front of me, so it's kind of tough. But
you know what?
I like West Virginia.
I like Creighton. I like Creighton.
Yeah,
they just beat Nova by 16.
Yeah.
They played a good game.
I'm gonna go with West Virginia. Actually, I think West Virginia. Oh, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna take Oklahoma. They're gonna be like a 3 seed, maybe even a 2 seed if they get hot at the end. So I'm gonna go with Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, Oklahoma.
I'm gonna do those 3. Actually, I'm gonna do Gonzaga, Baylor, Ohio State, and Creighton. I don't know how to say it. It's close enough.
Okay, Nick, you got to pick.
I'm gonna go Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, and Texas.
Texas is playing good ball too.
Yeah, they're just kind of right. They're a little cold right now. They had that COVID pause, and they just haven't been the same. They haven't been the same since. But hopefully, by the time the tournament comes, they'll be a good team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that went a little long, but that's all right because we're just chilling with our boy Jackson Mahomes. So
yeah, yes, you are.
Anyways, go follow Jack on his socials. I'll probably have your TikTok and your Twitter like down by your name. So go check out his stuff. Also, I already talked about this earlier in the podcast. There's a survey in the description. Go take the survey. We want your feedback. We want to know how to improve the podcast. And obviously go check out our TikTok and our Instagram. I think Instagram, I'm going to start posting more on the Instagram with updates about the podcast and stuff. So you are aware of that. Obviously go follow my Twitter because then that's how you can be a part of the podcast. Sorry if we didn't get to your tweet. We had a lot of tweets. I just tried to find the best ones as we were just going. Any last words, Jack?
Get Superfan Sports to 50K. And Jack to 20K.
Yeah, get Jack to 20K for sure. We hit 48K. I already talked about that earlier, but yeah, thank you guys for that. TikTok is just it's like one weekend you can't.
It's on and off.
Yeah, you can't get any views. The next weekend you're getting a ton. Like I'm in my cold streak now. Like a couple weeks ago, I was getting like everything I was posting. I feel like I had like 3,000 likes on it. Followers just going up gradually, like 1,000 maybe a week or 1,000 every week and a half. But now it's just I can't get anything done.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's unfortunate, but hopefully you guys like the podcast and keep viewing that. So we're starting to run out of time, but I'm trying to think of anything else to say. No. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, and hope you guys enjoy that. See you guys.
Superfans.